Should be back and good.
We back and good. We good. Their difficulties today. They hating on us.
YouTube don't want us to be great.
For real. Hey, oh man, Josh Johnson dropped. That's what's up. I'll bring that up.
All right, we back.
Josh Johnson dropped.
Okay,
come
cool.
on, man.
We back. It doesn't sound like there's any sound issues.
Yeah.
Okay,
come
cool.
on, man.
We back.
All right, let's get it. Trying to make sure. Yeah, I remember Trey Young and Michael Porter Jr. were in the building, and that's when I had heard about Michael Porter Jr. I was like, "Oh shoot, this is the dude." And my homie was like, "Nah, bro, Trey's the one." He was like, "Trey's the better player." So, but Michael Porter Jr. done got him a ring and is chilling with all his injuries and whatnot.
Big old MPJ, and now they trying to trade him. They trying to make him the scapegoat to
Trey plays
Mike
now.
Malone
Like
being
it's
fired.
crazy with some of these players. They played like a lot of the NBA players physically don't change much of their game from middle school. I mean, from like high school when you see them. Like MPJ and Trey were playing the same way today in the league that I seen them when I first seen them.
Yeah, true. Oh, they was called the Mad Frogs. The Mad Frogs. 14,
10
15-year-old
million
girls. 10 million followers on TikTok, bro.
That's crazy.
I can't even get 1,000. Jesus Christ.
That is crazy.
But what do you think it is? Because I noticed that too with like these players as of recent, maybe the last 5-6 years, their game in high school doesn't necessarily change or evolve while they get to college and,
back to
and NBA.
I go back to what Charles Barkley said. There's no development. Like there's really no development. Like they work out and stuff, but after basketball season, they're just jumping in the leagues and hooping everywhere. Like rarely do you. I know a couple guys around here who would like actually take their off season and take the off season. Like they don't go play for another team. They take the 3-4 months and they're actively working on their game. You know, it was always like you come back into next year and you add something into your bag. You add something into your bag. And not a lot of guys are doing that no more. They're just hooping. And then like for a lot of these dudes, and it's the way that the game goes, like they're so ball dominant or they're not ball dominant, then you don't get the chance to kind of learn and grow in that other area. So you spend your off season not really perfecting your craft to grow, but like you're just perfecting your craft to keep your role. And you're just like, well, I'm only be doing this, so I just got to stay here. So I don't really think there's too much like real development of like, I'm going to go into the off season and I'm going to come back and I'm going to work on this. You know, like a lot, like for example, Miles Bridges for the Hornets finally said, I'm not leaving Charlotte this offseason. And he's been with us. He said this is the first offseason. He's like, I'm not leaving.
He's been with y'all his whole career.
Yeah, he said, I'm not leaving. He said, usually, immediately when the season done, I'll take 2 weeks off, come back, hoop, take another week off, do all. He said, I'm not doing that this year. He said, I'm staying here and I'm staying on schedule. He was like, he said, the entire season, I'm training like I'm playing during the season. Because he was like, a lot of the dudes, and I think that's what happens like with NFL. So like, for example, second year NFL players. Like year one, you're coming into it, you're out of college. Everything's like training focused for the draft, for this or that, and then everything's on the tee. You get that second off season where it's like, yo, you're done. We don't want to hear from you again until like, voluntary camps pop up. Dudes go 3-4 months with nobody having to tell them nothing to do.
Yep.
And then, that's when you really see like who's actually showing up and who's actually doing, working or having a difference.
That's when they hit that
all day. And there's not a lot of people actually stopping and just like focusing on adding, developing, and just physical conditioning throughout the, like people act like LeBron spends big money to maintain what he's been this entire time.
I see what he said with because you know how they were there. There's that whole thing of like, oh, LeBron James spends $1 million on his body. He had an interview where he was like, I don't know where that number came from.
Yeah,
he's like that. He's like, there's nothing accurate about that. I don't know where that number came from of me spending $1 million. He's like,
but
yes,
I'll go
work
like
on
when
my
we
game,
see,
but
like I remember hearing the Kobe's. He said it was a 6-6-6 schedule. It was like 6
Mm-hmm.
days a week, 6 months, 6 hours. And D-Way was like, when he was in Miami, D-Way was like, I did 2 sessions. He said, I woke up and I did all hooping. He said, I did all hooping in the morning. So everything for the first session was just all hooping, everything on the court. He said, go home, be with my family, do what I got to do, come back. And he was like, my second session at lunchtime was weights. And then he was like, then I got, rest and recover, go right back. And he was like, in the morning, hooping. At nights, weights. He was like, that was his.
Yep.
Melo said, I just show up for 45 minutes and shoot.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
just,
Melo was like. Nah, he said.
yeah.
I think he was talking about it when they was at the when they was in the Olympics. He was like, yeah, Kobe was up from 4 to 6, and then from 6 to 8 he was getting getting recovery, and then from 9 to 11 he was doing something else, and then from 12 to 2 he was like, nah, I wasn't doing none of that.
Yeah.
He was like, I showed up to the gym, got my shots up, and I was done.
It was gone. That was it. So yeah, I just don't think there is real development, and I think you also can see with a lot of these guys like what their schedule is like. Like some dude said, like we try to hold these dudes accountable to be like, hey, you're watching film on your off time. I was like, hey man, remember what y'all was like when y'all was playing for the team. When you leave practice, most dudes wasn't doing nothing extra. They was out kicking it, not doing nothing. They didn't care to pick up nothing else until it was time to come back to practice.
I honestly think that's why the EuroLeague players are starting to close the gap with the people in the United States and Canada. Canada's starting to close that gap too. Like, because when they leave, they go play FIBA ball, and that's a whole different type of ball. And sometimes they might be like, Joker's the MVP of the NBA. He go back to Lithuania or wherever he plays for. He's not the MVP. He's a role player.
Yeah.
There is no 40, 50-point triple-double. He's still getting a triple-double, but it's like 16, 11, and 11.
Yeah. So they play different ball. So it's just, and I think like, I talk about the younger guys who play professional. You're playing with grown men, at a younger age. So you develop and you have to, pick up different habits if they won't allow you to do certain things. Told you that's why I can't hoop no more, because like I be going in the gym yelling at some of the dudes because I'm like, y'all shooting and not getting back on defense. I'm about to slap a couple of y'all. And I'd be like, you know what? I ain't even gonna attempt it.
Bro,
I got a homie who was in town, and every time I go up to the gym, he's like, bro, come hoop, bro. I said, nah, I'm all right. I said, I just literally just wanted to shoot a little bit and leave. I said, I'm gonna get in here and be mad.
we play Fridays and Mondays from 12 to 2. Everybody lunchtime. Bunch of middle-aged dudes. The thing that gets on my nerves, if I got a mismatch and I'm on the block, why are you bringing your guy to my corner? Because now he can guard me and you. I'm getting doubled and you're getting guarded all at the same time. Stay your ass over there. Or they try to come set a screen while I'm on the block back to basket. I don't need a screen when I'm in the post. What are you doing?
I got a homie who will run his man into you 24/7. I'll be like, bro, move. Like we can't move. So yeah, that'd be pissing me off.
Yeah, I'd be
pissing me off.
I'd be like, hey, go stand in the corner over there. You come over here, set this pick, cut back door.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you know what? It ain't that serious. I'm just gonna go stand in my corner and play my role. I'm gonna catch and shoot.
Big weekend in the WWE world. It's WrestleMania time. Mm-hmm. So I'll be back in the game for a year. Came back, last year WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes beat Roman, and it's been a journey ever since. Which I'm like, as a person who just came back and been back like a year, actively watching, weekly and everything. It feels like, I don't want to say like that time has ended that was there, but with Cody as champion, with Gunther having the run that he's had, the adding of the 2 belts during this time, it feels like they're really trying to work themselves into the next phase of like what they're really going to do. So I feel like a lot of the, they said they're big on long-term storytelling. That's for a lot of people who've been around and have the years in it. Some of these people else around, like they don't have that time in to have those kind of, developments yet. So I do feel like there's a couple of those situations where I'm like, I don't know how certain of the matches are going to go out, but it's been a good year being back. I'm definitely excited for it. Didn't think, especially watching from last year, like, oh, Cena's going to retire and then he's going to heel turn and everything. So I'm excited to talk about this card and the matches and, just get thoughts on each one.
Man, I think one thing that I can appreciate now being at this age is the importance of Michael Cole
and the role that he plays to narrate everything for the casual fan. Like
Yeah,
the way he narrates everything, it's like, okay, I can follow along and have no history on what's going on. But
yeah,
because they're narrating the way they are, I can follow it. Like I get it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, man, I seen a clip, very small clip of Gunther kind of talk about the difference between Vince and Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, man, with Vince, I was in a weird space. He was like, with Triple H, he said, I'm a hunter guy. He was like, I see the direction of what he's doing for myself and everybody, and it's much better.
Yeah.
But man, I never want to be that deep in the WWE streets to where I am complaining about booking.
But
I never.
that's why sometimes I can't watch some of these people that have their dedicated channels to, like, oh, here's the good, bad, and the downright ugly of SmackDown. This
Yeah,
booking and this booking and this book. I'm like, man, yo, like, at what point do you just step back and be a fan?
yeah.
Like, chill
And
out.
that's the place I want to be at with this. I never want to leave that place of just like, hey, I'm a fan and that's it.
Yeah. Ready to do
So,
some predictions?
yep, let's get it.
Let me share my screen with you, and then we'll get over to the big screen for the wonderful people here. Bam. Cool. You can see that.
Let's get it.
Start from the bottom, man. We're gonna start with
El Grande Americano, aka maybe Chad Gable, maybe. Who knows? They both got the same tattoo on the back of their neck, but whatever. Versus Rey Mysterio. I'm torn, man. I don't know how this one's gonna go.
I think it's got to be Ray. I think,
You think so? Because
yeah,
I feel like Americano can't afford to lose this.
I don't think they want to go too far with this gimmick for Chad, or Grande Americano. I don't think they want to go too far with it, but I also feel like they wanted to give Ray a chance to be at Mania.
Hmm.
That's what it kind of feels like. Is they had two guys who they wanted to be there, and they just kind of worked a way to give them a match there. And I don't think they're gonna try to run with this any further. So I got Ray winning.
I got Americano winning because I feel like it's gonna lead to a mask for mask match at Backlash.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I'm
that's the
gonna
only
go with
way.
Ray.
That's the only way we gonna get Chad Gable's mask off. Is it's got to be a mask for mask match, and I feel like
When
that's what they setting up
he
somewhere.
signs up and be chilling, I be dying laughing.
He'd be like,
Signs up,
"Gracias."
yeah, I be rolling, man. That is funny. There's a lot of people like to let that be fun and funny, and let's not take it no deeper than it has to go.
Yeah, don't be too sensitive about that. Cool. We
Yeah,
got one for Ray. We got one for Americano.
big Ray's in the chat.
Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
AJ got to win. AJ got to clutch. AJ's gonna clutch.
Yeah, Logan ain't won at Mania in his 4 matches at 4 matches at Mania. He ain't won at
They
Mania.
can't have. I remember seeing a thing where AJ said he was retiring at 50. He wasn't going past, and he's getting close there. And I'm like, you're not gonna have AJ losing towards the the end of his time.
Yeah. Plus,
AJ's got to get it done.
good setup to have Logan there. I think Logan's one of those good filler dudes to put in Mania matches.
Yeah.
Also, he had that foreshadowing with Karrion Kross, man. I think something's gonna happen with Karrion Kross.
Yeah, Karrion need to get in some action.
Because the way he took the phenomenal forearm, I don't know if you caught it. I saw a couple of pages covering it. He like put his hands behind his back and smiled, taking it.
Okay.
And then he had the promo. He had like a promo that they posted on the WWE page where he's like, "I finally got out of you exactly what I was looking for."
Yeah.
So I think AJ wins that one too.
Bet. Double up on AJ.
Double up on AJ. Man, Jade Cargill and Naomi. Jade Cargill's first official match since she's been back, with her last match being a tag match, holding the titles, which was maybe last year. It's been about 6 to 8 months. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Naomi.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. It's not gonna be clean
Naomi,
though.
straight up.
It's not gonna be clean though.
No. It's not gonna be clean. But you know what? There might be a part of me that feels like it might be.
Yeah.
There's a part of me that feels like she might be able to like just get the win.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a drawn out fight, but I don't know.
I can see Naomi get it. I think people forget, man. Naomi, when she left the WWE, her and Mercedes Money were tag champs, and then she went
Yeah.
on to she went to the what the hell do you call it? I forgot what it's called. The other circuits, and she was a champion
Yeah.
over there. She was a knockouts champion in TNA.
I think Jade's got her moments. I feel like they're gonna ride the wave.
Mhm.
And I feel like everybody loved Jade's return, but I don't feel like everybody's been receptive to everything she's done after the turn.
Mhm.
And I feel like once Naomi had her, said in this, everybody's been more siding with her. I think they're gonna fuel that fire. So
I think
I gotta go with Naomi on
they
this.
liking the Naomi crash out. I'm with you, man. Doubling up on
Yeah.
Naomi. Ray, do you guys think something might be brewing with Rollins joining the Wise Man?
We'll get there. We'll get
Oh, yeah,
there.
we gonna get there.
We gonna get there.
We
gonna get there.
Yeah. I'll scroll up and
We
show
gonna
you.
get there.
We gonna get there eventually.
We gonna get there.
Fatal 4-Way. We got Penta, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and Braun Breaker. The new animal of the WWE.
I'm Team Dom.
Hey, me too, dog. I don't know why.
Team Dom. Team
don't know
Dom,
why.
because I just have a feeling I think it's time for Braun to move on, like move up, like go towards Gunther and potentially Cody. Like I feel like it's time for him to move on. I do feel like it's a little too early for Penta to get it.
Mhm.
And I don't think they have too much of like a future with Finn. Like I feel like he's always gonna be who he is right now. But getting Dom the title does some dynamics for them. Because there's still that lurking feeling of like
Dom
Finn
sucks.
and Liv are behind all of this and are just using Dom.
I
So
agree.
I think if Dom was to win, it could change some things.
I like Dom winning
So,
too. I like Dom winning too.
I'm on Team Dom to find a way to win this.
Yeah, Dom got to win this. Like you said, move Braun Breaker a little bit closer to the title contention. They got to have some new names up there going for the WWE title,
Yeah.
right? We know Rollins and Punk and Roman don't need a title for them to carry. But man, I agree. I'm Team Dom too. We're gonna double up on Dom here.
We both. Yeah, Dom's got the heat. Dom's got the juice, man.
Yeah, he's him. If you look for somebody to hate, Dom's the right one. Let's go over to Jacob. Jacob versus LA Knight. Yeah. Yeah.
I think LA wins.
I think so too, and I think it's gonna be Solo and them fault.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Solo and them fault, and I think LA wins.
Yeah. LA, I don't think they can ever anytime soon give Jacob a clean loss. So Solo and Tama Tonga gotta have something to do with this.
Yeah.
Unintentionally starting that feud with Solo and Jacob. Jacob got to go out on his own, man. As much as they want him to be a heel, bro is over, so over.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got LA Knight winning. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. LA got to win. I think they got to pull that with Jacob. And if Zilla coming over is a thing, then you know what I'm saying, it'll be a good time down the line to bring
the Samoan SWAT team
to bring that along. So yeah, I'm going with LA gets the dub. Bloodline will cost Solo.
Cool. This one is a more of a personal vendetta that is involved into. It went from one of them like, yeah, it's an alright match, man. They not really doing nothing to build it to. Now everybody want to see Tiff and Charlotte fight.
So when I see past clips of Charlotte, she looks so different now.
Yeah.
But everybody says she hasn't changed this Queen Bee accent. She's been there, and they was like everybody else has evolved into something, and she's still been Queen Bee. They need to move her on to something. I blame Triple H specifically for her because like Alexa returned, big pop at the Rumble, and I said, "Oh shoot, I ain't know Alexa, but I was like, oh, she returned, that's a pop, she should win." Then Charlotte shows up and just gets this unnecessary dub and kind of forced back into this scene, and Tiff's got to win. Like
Yeah.
Tiff's got to win. I don't like. I
Yeah,
don't.
I
I can
agree.
only blame Triple H for putting her there. Like I know who she is perceived to be, at least what it looked like. I just don't feel like it's gonna do what it's supposed to. So I'm cool on it. Tiffy time all day.
Yes, sir. I agree. Charlotte is played, man. Like
But
they
I
could.
could see they're trying to push Tiff because she done did Trish Stratus. Now she's on with Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like I could see they're trying to really, I think, push her name up there, and I
Well,
feel
it's
like
way
they're
different.
investing a lot into her.
That's my girl though. I agree, man. I like Tiff for this one. I don't know. Charlotte at some point there was a moment where it was the catalyst for me. Where I'm just like, yo, you had a moment right there to evolve and you folded. And it was specifically that promo when Tiff went off script and, did her thing and got into her personal life. That moment, Charlotte had a chance to just embrace those boos and figure out how to work through it. But she want to start yelling at the
Yeah,
crowd and all that. And I'm
and
just like,
I think that's what's messing her up. Is I think she's trying to give what the crowd's reacting to, but every crowd has reacted to her differently.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like every crowd has like that she came back, tried to do the good thing, they booed her. Came, tried to do the bad thing, they cheered her. I think she's literally trying to feed off what the crowd is giving them, and they're like, I can't do it. Last crowd, I just feel like they just wasn't messing with her at all. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
not even a
they
little
just
bit.
already decided.
I don't know.
So
I think Charlotte Flair is at a place where you almost have to just use her to leverage the younger talent. And it's that situation. I think Tiffy comes out on top.
yeah, Tiffy time for the dub.
Double
Prettiest
up
moonsault
on
ever.
Tiffy. All right, man. We'll start with the triple threat. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky. I'm just say what it is, man. They've been shoving Io to the side way too much in this build up, so I think Io gonna walk away, and I think she gonna pin Rhea.
I think EO's gonna win,
Yep.
and I'm Team EO because her damage control got to pop up eventually. Like I know Dakota has been around and doing her thing, but I feel like this is a perfect time for Kyrie to just show up and find a way to help her win and get her back in the game.
Kyrie,
So
Oscar's close to a return too.
yeah, like I feel
Kyrie,
like they
Oscar,
could
and
just
Io,
show up.
man.
Yeah, I feel like they could just show up, help her get the dub, and they can kind of make a reign out of EO for a little bit while they still do some build up with Rhea and Bianca and other things around that. So I'm taking EO because I got a feeling one of them is gonna return and help her win.
Yeah, I agree. Io winning it. I think when Io wins it, it's gonna be a real short program afterwards with Rhea and Bianca. Then eventually Bianca's gonna transition over to her feud with Jade. Everybody wants to see that. That one's brewing. We kind of seen that foreshadowing a couple times. I think the Rhea and Bianca thing is gonna be short lived, and then hopefully we'll see Bianca and Jade at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think Damage Control got to get back in the building because I think the tag team of them is going to be the only ones who can get the titles off of Liv and Raquel.
Yeah, and we'll get into that match a little bit. I actually don't think they have it on this card, but that is one of the matches.
Yeah.
But
Liv and Raquel will retain because I think they'll get that down the line. But EO wins. I think they got bigger plans down the line for them. So
before we get into Gunther and Jey Uso, we also have New Day versus the War Raiders, which is not on this, obviously not on the promo for it, but War Raiders versus the New Day for the tag championships of Monday Night Raw. I got War Raiders keeping it.
I had New Day winning it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think there has to be a purpose eventually for them making the move that they did. And I think it's about time for them to have some payoff on that.
on the biggest stage there is. I can see that. I'm not mad with the New Day carrying the titles for a little bit. Heel New Day.
Yeah.
Not mad at that. Cool. The Ring General. Gunther versus main event. Yeats. Jey Uso. I got Jey winning, Uso. I got Jey winning. You do not do all this development to have him lose. Granted, I loved Gunther's promo this past Monday. I loved it. It showed us a different side of Gunther. Something beyond just, I'm above you, you're below me. They gave him some depth.
Yeah, I'm going with Jay too because I feel like same thing with Braun. They need to start to get some other people going against Cody and pushing Cody in that direction. So I feel like we talk about people selling their souls and stuff, and I feel like Drew and Gunther have to be two people they have to think would join John Cena in whatever it is that The Rock can be doing.
Man.
So I feel like that could be in play. I'm taking Jay to win. So
not for Jay, he's put in a ton of work. He's so over since he bumped his pink suit, and he's starting to be more serious coming out with the all black after Jimmy got beat up the way he did. He's even more over now because he's coming out there just serious. So beautiful character development for the two of them. I'd love to see Gunther. I want to say they take the title off of Gunther because eventually they're going to have him and Goldberg going at it for his last match. And you can't have Goldberg involved in a title match.
Yeah.
But
I also think if Gunther loses, he might take a little break. Brother's been putting in big work. Got to give him a little break.
He been carrying. Longest reigning Intercontinental Champion until he lost it last year to Sami Zayn.
And then been using this title reign. So sometimes I think, sometimes you got to let them dip out so that when some people are fighting, the next thing you know, you hear that music. Hey, you street trash. Street trash.
4 letters, 1 word.
Hey, I'm rolling.
Cool. Where you want to go first? Because I know there's a lot to talk about with these two at the top. Where you want to go first, Deuce? We're going with the triple threat, or we're going to go with the corporation versus the people, which is essentially what that match is.
Who should we go first with, Greg? If he's still around, who should we go first with?
Yeah, what you want to talk about first, Greg? Because I know you got a little bit invested with the Rollins and the Wise Man question that you
might as well go with the triple threat first because they are main event in night 1. So
all right, cool.
We'll do the triple threat with Rollins, Roman, and Punk since they are night 1's main event. 1, Seth Rollins got the most bootleg favor ever. I didn't stomp you, so you owe me a favor. Seth, that ain't how that works, man. that ain't how that works, Seth. So
man say, I ain't stomped your face.
He done take it off that fraud champion.
That's crazy. That's not his champion, y'all.
Hey, that's not how you get a favor, Punk. Like, that's not how, Seth, that's not how you get a favor. I didn't stomp you, so you owe me. No.
He get it how he had to get it, man. He got it how he had to get it.
That is a crazy way.
This is probably one of those matches I can't call it, bro. Because no one necessarily needs this win. You got the storybook CM Punk, who 10 years ago walks out of the WWE because his main event spot got taken by The Rock. You got Roman Reigns, who's seems like he's developing past the tribal chief and now is just going on his own solo game. You got the visionary, the revolutionary, Seth Rollins. I don't know who's gonna win this. Who's?
So Greg brought up earlier, do we think there's something that's brewing between Rollins joining the Wise Man? I don't think that's the case. The reason why I don't think Rollins and the Wise Man link up, because if Paul Heyman's going to work with anybody, I think it's going to need to be somebody they want to get to that level.
Ron Breakker.
Yeah, it's somebody who they want to put on that level. And Heyman, the cool part about the Roman and Heyman relationship is Paul's able to do his talking and be cool. Seth is, he does his deal on his mic on his own. I think there has to be somebody who would need the benefit from Paul if he was actually to move off of Roman. I'm with Braun. I think Braun could use him only because, like, I think back to the WrestleMania, to the Royal Rumble moment where Braun was able to get the spear off of him, seeing how like they could be put, kind of working that together. So I don't feel like Heyman will go to Seth, but I do think Heyman joins whatever that is going on with The Rock.
Damn. Bold claim.
Because when Heyman was walking up by himself between that stuff, there was a poster of The Rock in the background. And there's been posters of The Rock in the background a lot when Heyman's been moving.
Greg got Punk winning it. Serena also pro CM Punk, so I
feel like Roman's been losing more than he should have during the course of this year.
Yeah, I think Roman wins this. I can see him screwing over Reigns. I got Roman winning this with the favor coming after WrestleMania from Rollins. Because I think eventually we need to see either the culmination of Rollins and Punk, because I still feel like that ends in a Hell in a Cell match. It just has to.
Yeah.
Or we see Roman Rollins, the brother fight. That needs to happen. But I don't know. I'm just selfishly gonna say Roman, because like you said, he's been losing a lot. Roman doesn't. I don't think they're gonna have Roman lose back-to-back Manias.
Nah, that's why I have Roman winning. I think Heyman's gonna find it. You know what I thought was gonna be something crazy, and it just might be dumb as hell for me to even bring this up, because we're pinning Heyman. He's kind of the middle guy who has to decide all these factors. What if Brock Lesnar just randomly shows up during the match and really put Heyman in a pickle?
Yo, that would be the ultimate W from Triple H, bro. If for some reason Brock Lesnar shows up and you got 3 Paul Heyman guys in the ring, oh man, I'm gonna lose my shit.
It's like Brock could just show up, take out one of them and leave 2 of them there, and kind of like, well, take out Seth or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and leave the decision between, Heyman of who's gonna win between Roman and Punk. But I go back to what Roman said, like his promos have been looking like he's moving past this tribal chief phase.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And into something else. And there was just a line where he was like, why am I supposed to pay for your decision? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I have to do that? And if I would have known anything about Roman, I feel like he's not coming into this unprepared. Like there has to be somebody or something lurking in the background.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Like, Roman has historically always had somebody there in the form of, we had Solo, right? Before that, he had the Usos. Before that, he had, obviously, Paul Heyman was that it factor. So, I mean, you could go out on the limb and say, is this when we see Hikuleo debut? Is he going to come and help Roman?
I do feel like with these 3 guys being just the units that they are, I feel like the focus is really on Paul. I feel like he's the one who's really taking the change after this, because no matter who wins, something has to happen. And I also feel like, Roman is part-time in it. He's showing up when he wants to show up. Seth is like, y'all need to show up all the time. And I think they want Paul Heyman to be in the building more.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're going with Roman, I'm going with Roman. We got the chat. We got Greg going with Punk. Seth will say he's gonna go with Seth. Seth winning unless SmackDown tells us something different. Cool. Before we get to the main event of night 2, there is another match that is worth talking about that's not on this advertisement, and it's the Drew McIntyre versus the Damian Priest street fight. What's going on with Wyatt Six? Was strong in the beginning, but it's cooled off. Wyatt Six. So, Bo Dallas had a shoulder injury a few months back, so they cooled them off until after Mania. So post Mania, we should start seeing more Alexa Bliss. We should start seeing more Wyatt Six. Bo Dallas just got cleared medically, like last week. But Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest street fight.
Alexa should be on this card somewhere, though.
I agree.
She's cold.
Who you got? Who you got there though?
On the Drew, Big Drew, Big Drew. I think more and more I find myself just being anti Damian Priest for whatever reason. So I'm Big Drew's in the chat.
Yeah, Claymore.
Yeah, I'm Big Drew in the chat. I think Drew's gonna. So the only reason why, because I think Drew is selling his soul with The Rock and with them. So I think when people be like, I think The Rock's gonna make that into something. He's looking for people, and he says he was like, I have nothing else to lose. He was like, I got nothing else to lose. So I think Drew's gonna get over there with Cena and with them and roll that out.
Man, we might see a whole nother evolution, maybe even a corporation. Two pretty legendary factions from back in the day. The corporation with The Rock.
Yeah.
That's going to be crazy.
So, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. I got Drew going over there because I also think they're going to need somebody to fill in the gap for Cena. Mm-hmm. But we'll get there. But, yeah, I got Roman winning. I got Big Drew winning. Big Drew's in the chat.
Same thing. Cody Rhodes, American Nightmare versus the GOAT himself, John Cena.
This is Cena wins because they need to. Cody's got it. Cody's got the juice. Cena, but like there has to be a big payoff for Cena in the turn and for the 17 and for all that. So this is the only chance he's gonna get to me to get that. Cena has to win.
Damn, Cena winning at Mania.
And you said he's got The Rock with him. I mean, but Cody Rhodes is gonna diamond cutter the living hell out of Travis Scott. Travis is gonna get back for that punch he put on that man. He gonna do something to that guy and get his back. But
I hope his ass get put through the table.
Cena winning.
I got Cody winning this one, man. I don't think you come into a Mania after finishing your story, quote unquote, to lose to John Cena. But like you said, there is that factor of The Rock. They are keeping that hush-hush and his involvement in Mania. He hasn't shown up on purpose through the build-up. I'm not confident in saying Cody's winning. So
people have been saying they think
Cody needs to lose.
Like the Seth turning and joining The Rock and, you know what I'm saying, helping Cena win. But I feel like that goes against what Seth told Cody before the decision. Mm-hmm. He was like, I helped you win last year because, you know, I hate those guys, so forth. He was like, don't make me hate you. So I don't see Seth being the guy that's going to turn on Cody at this moment. I see other dudes who have lost due to Cody being there, like Drew and other guys who are kind of lost in the middle because of his reign. Like, hell nah, we're going to do what we got to do to get up there. Who would help? So I do think The Rock's got some people set up.
I think there was teasers of Stone Cold Steve Austin being there.
I feel like all of us are anticipating him showing up, which is not going to make it any better when he shows up.
Was that The Rock?
Nah, Stone Cold.
So I actually have a theory, man. I think when Stone Cold shows up, he about to stunner Cody.
I would love that.
I don't think he comes and stunners John Cena. I think he comes and stunners Cody. Like now, better
give us something more to make us.
Yeah, like I think if Stone Cold shows up, he gonna give you the Stone Cold of old, and he ain't gonna give you the good guy.
If Stone Cold stunner Cody, boy, look.
He gonna stunner Cody, and you gonna see The Rock standing at the top of that runway.
I'll be wearing jean shorts with a black t-shirt tucked in the next week.
Hey, Hey,
Hey,
if Stone
jorts is
Cold
one of the funniest combo words in history.
Jort.
Jorts is.
Hey, if Stone Cold hits that stunner on Cody, I got my jean shorts. I got my black shirt. I got my vest. I'm gonna wear that to next week's episode, bro.
That's crazy. If he shows up and stunners Cody, I would be dying laughing.
Cause we already had the Undertaker last year helping Cody.
He should have been Stone Cold last year, man.
It was supposed to be. But
That's when it was supposed to be him.
After having Undertaker help last year, this year you about to get a legend come back and stunner Cody.
The glass was supposed to break last year, man.
Man,
Yeah.
see now I'm on the Cena train winning, man. If the glass breaks, I'm a faint.
I feel like they have to get this big payoff for Cena, and I do feel like if Cena was to win, I don't want to say like it could really transition into this like next era stuff, but like he would obviously take the belt home, like he said, and I think it would open up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could open up a lot for a lot of other people to maybe get leveled off in this process and kind of see who can raise to the top. So that's why I'm on the Cena 17 train.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, I think if Jay is winning, it makes sense that Cena's gonna win on the other side. You gotta have those two dynamics with holding the two opposite belts. But yeah, man, that's the WrestleMania card. It's gonna be a hell of a weekend. If you're watching it from beginning to end, meaning the introduction show, you're going to be looking at 9 hours in one day. I don't know if anybody watches this is going to be watching all 9 hours because I won't.
Yep.
But excited for it, man. Excited for it.
Yep. I'm not. I'm right when I get out. If I have to work, I'll be ready to load up and watch. All right. NBA playoff picture.
Let me get that up. NBA playoff.
Check out the NBA playoff pictures. Give y'all some predictions for what we think is going to happen. I might have to go live on here for the NBA draft lottery, so I can see myself get screwed.
I don't know, man. Y'all might have a good pick.
We got one of the top 3 chances, 14%, and I believe the worst we can get is 7. So I'm preparing myself for pick 5.
If y'all end up with the worst pick, and I just feel bad for y'all. But here goes the bracket.
Preparing myself for pick 5.
Got the West.
What a drop off from the Sacramento Kings 2 years ago. I mean, being in the playoffs is a good thing. I don't want to hate on you, but people took that 3 seed, and we was like, no, this is a good team, but I don't want you to call them a great team. And I said they're better, but they're not one of the best teams. So people look. I said, hey, man, right place, right time to be good.
I don't like the trade that they made to have DeRozan come over there, get rid of Zach LaVine, keep Zach LaVine or bring Zach LaVine in. I don't like DeRozan, LaVine without De'Aaron Fox. That team just doesn't make sense. It reminds me of the Bulls. You remember when the Bulls had Rondo, D Wade, Jimmy Butler? That's what this Kings team reminds me of. Just y'all got a Domantas Sabonis to put a Band-Aid on the stuff that y'all can't do.
All right.
But starting with the
Let's get through these playing games.
Ooh.
Even with all that being said, I got Sacramento winning that game. only because that GM doubled down and said, I don't regret the Luka trade. And I was like, I just want you to lose and not be there so that you got to really reflect upon that. So,
Me too. I got Sacramento winning that game.
Memphis and Golden State.
I got Golden State waxing them.
Rolling with Golden State also. Ballard doesn't deserve it, but rolling with Golden State also.
Yeah, there's no way
so then
Steph
that
Curry
would
lets
This fool John Morant come into his house and go to work.
And then that'll leave Memphis versus Sacramento. And I'll take Memphis.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Memphis too. I think Memphis locks up that 8 seed.
Yeah. On the East, Bulls and the Heat. I want the Bulls to win because I just want Buzelas to get in the playoffs and see if he can show out. I'm Mata's Buzelas fan.
I'm gonna go with the Bulls too. There's too much dysfunction going on in Miami since Jimmy left.
Yeah. Pat deserves to burn.
Yeah.
Not like literally, but about time for Pat to feel some of his punishment.
Yeah. Pat,
7 and 8. Magic and the Hawks.
I got the Magic waxing them.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Magic too.
Young team.
Because I'm ready for Atlanta to burn.
That puts the Magic
I'm ready for
number 7.
So it'll be the Hawks versus the Bulls.
Hawks and the Bulls.
And I still would take the Hawks though. So
yeah, I'm gonna take the Hawks.
So we both still got 7 and 8 making their way in.
Yep.
So that means the Hawks will play the Cavs, and the Magic will play Boston.
Yep.
Is any of the 7 or 8 seeds upset in the 1 or 2 seeds?
No. If Orlando found a way to go to 8th, maybe. But no. I think it'll be a gentleman's sweep on both matchups. 1 and 8 versus 2
and 7. The hot one. Golden State gets past Houston.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Golden State did. This is where I just believe it. Experience.
I can see
experience.
I was too focused on the East. I didn't even think about the West. Yeah, you're right.
No, I was with you on the East. That's why I went ahead and moved to the West. I'm gonna take Golden State over the Rockets. I'll take OKC over the Grizzly. I still have Denver and LA winning their series. So
you got Denver winning that?
Yeah.
Man, I think the Clippers might make some noise against them. Kawhi Leonard is looking like Kawhi Leonard right now. And they probably got the one big man in the league that can probably, I'm not saying anybody can stop or slow down Jokic, but they got Zubac, who's probably one of the only big men that could probably give some problems to Jokic on the defensive end.
Yeah. All right. So I think the only thing we got different on the West is you're taking the Clippers, I'm taking the Nuggets.
Yep.
In the East, we both got the Cavs and we both got the Celtics.
Dame is out round 1 at least. Giannis gonna backpack that. I think Giannis can backpack that.
I don't want to do this because there's part hater in me. I'm a pull for Indiana. Not pull for them, but again, like there's some people in here that I just want to crash and burn so they can kind of fix some things. And Milwaukee's going to be the one this year.
Oh, that might lead to Giannis ending up getting traded in the offseason.
Yeah, that's why I said I want Milwaukee to crash and burn. You got your ring, time to free Giannis.
Cool. Man, this next
and
one,
then I'm Knicks, Pistons. Knicks.
I'm taking the Pistons, bruh. I'm taking the Pistons. The Pistons, to me, are such a dark horse in this playoffs. I don't like them trying to be the bad boy Pistons. I think they push that narrative way too much. They try too hard to do that. Yeah. But I like this Pistons team, man.
I like them too. Like they're smooth, but I'm gonna give it to the experience. I'm always gonna lean on I like the experience of being there. So that's what I like. So I'm going with the Knicks.
Cool.
Sorry, Houston and Detroit. I can't do it with y'all this time around. So
that leaves the next round with OKC versus, we'll call it Denver. OKC versus Denver.
I'm not giving no predictions on that one until we get through this one because I need to actually see these ones. So the only difference we got so far right now is you're taking the Pistons, I'm taking the Knicks, I'm taking the Nuggets, and you're taking the Clippers.
Yep.
Everything else,
I'm taking the Bucks.
Oh, you're taking the Bucks, I'm taking the Pacers. Bet. NFL wise, any NFL thoughts? Jalen Ramsey in Miami went from reportedly looking for a trade to a couple hours ago they said, nah, we are going to part ways. So Jalen Ramsey is looking like he is, well, they said it, so I don't know what's going to change their mind. I don't think they would come out with the report so quick after if they weren't going to do it. Where you got Jalen Ramsey going?
The Patriots.
Oh, that'd be crazy, actually, to think about it.
I could also see Dallas making a play for him. Dallas is a team that typically tries to make a play for these older veteran corners. I don't know why. I mean, they did it with Stephon Gilmore. I don't know why they do it.
I had him to the Raiders.
To the Raiders, good old Pete.
Pistol Pete. Get him a Pete Carroll. Help to fill a need over there.
Two spots that I think I would probably be looking at also is San Francisco first.
Okay.
And then Baltimore. Baltimore next.
Okay. See, I seen Baltimore. Yeah, I'm just pulling a jumper on the Raiders.
Get him over there with good old Pistol Pete Carroll. Ain't mad at that.
And then it's looking like draft wise, again, Cam Ward is looking like he's one. It sounded like Travis is more than likely going to Cleveland, which will then put the Giants on the clock with Abdul Carter. And I think that's what it. If that was to happen, the draft would open up a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think there's teams who would move up to get Carter and give the Giants enough to where they could feel safe with taking Shedeur.
Later in the draft?
Yeah. I think what they're trying to, like, they are having a meeting with him. I think what they're trying to do is to gauge how far can they wait if they don't take him till they got to trade back up.
Yeah.
And I think Pittsburgh put out that report of like, oh, we like Shedeur. I don't think Pittsburgh would actually pull that jumper if he's there.
No, I can't see them making a move like that. It's just historically not a team to do that. They usually kind of stay put and or trade back.
I actually think it really is like the Browns and the Giants who are trying to eyeball, like, how can we get back up to get him if he falls far enough?
Yeah. It would be crazy if the Browns do end up landing Travis and Shedeur.
I personally want them to both play together just because, like, hey, they've done it already. Like, just let them play together. Let's see how that works out just for the fun of it.
How do you feel about Travis making it known that he wants to play both sides of the ball?
I don't feel like if you're gonna let him do it, don't draft him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's shown to be capable to do it. But again, my view of him is full-time DB, situational wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like that's been
like
my
third down wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't understand why people are like, yo, situational DB. I'm like, yo, that's kind of bad, bro. Like, I feel like it's easier to come in and to get your packages in, the receiving game instead of having to do it on the other side. So
yeah.
He's full-time DB, situational wide receiver for me. Again, if you wanted to play him more, you could, but I wouldn't give him a bunch of snaps, depending on flow of the game, but he will get his 20, 25 offensive plays for me.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I agree. I think he has to be a full-time DB and then a situational wide receiver because, DB is the hardest position in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
As voted by the players, as looked at if you watch football regularly, if you're not a casual and you know the game. Being a DB is one of the hardest positions in the NFL. So to be a part-time DB, man, that's like asking Gronk to go out there against the Miami Dolphins and go play safety. And then you take a terrible angle. Like, it don't work that way, bro. Like, you can't be a part-time corner. But,
I feel like if you're gonna limit him, don't draft him. Like, he's literally like, you don't get these players very often, and when you get them, you got to run with it. And if you're gonna try to limit them, just don't draft them. Just move on down the line. There's somebody who will take him and give him the shot at that.
I think the Browns might also have to look at their coaching staff and figure out if they have the right staff in place if they're going to bring those two guys.
Yeah, but it's crazy because they gave Stefanski and I believe it's Barry both 6-year extensions. That's so wild. They just don't feel like the staff But they did fire a lot of coordinators and stuff, but they feel like the two main guys is good. You know, that's what it's looking like. They feel like, hey, Stefanski and Barry, like, y'all cool. And I mean, the owner came out and said it himself. We pulled a jumper on Watson and it just didn't work. Which I like. At the end of the day, I ain't even mad at you because there was a lot of teams who was in the market to try to actually get that dude. Y'all was not the only ones. I just firmly believe y'all was the only ones given that fully guaranteed contract, and that's why he chose to go there. That's just me. I 100% believe the only reason he went there was because of the fully guaranteed.
Oh yeah, you can't tell me you're going to Cleveland believing you're going to be title contenders.
Yeah, I think everybody else was like, "Yo, we'll give you the draft capital, but we're not giving you that fully guaranteed contract." And Cleveland was like, "We'll do it," because they knew that would be the breaking point, and it was. He waived his clause for that, so said they pulled a jumper that other teams would have too, and it just didn't work out. So
yeah, I mean,
I just don't want them to.
Stefanski could be that offensive mind that you want over there with the.
I would trust Stefanski with a younger coach, with a younger quarterback. I just don't. I know we've seen last 2 years CJ and then Jaden Daniels. We've seen young quarterbacks come in, win a division, win a playoff game, and get there, and people are like, I don't want, people should not be making that the norm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make that the norm.
That can't be the expectation for these guys. Especially, I mean, with how many quarterbacks you had this year. Bo Nix was there. Jaden Daniels was there.
Like, do not make that the norm. Do not make that the norm of expectation. I would I feel like with their contracts that they gave to the GM, Mr. Stefanski, and taking a quarterback and then re-signing Miles, I feel like you give yourself the grace from the fan base to be like, we're done with the Watson stuff. We're moving forward. Let's go. But I think what messed up the Browns was that it seemed like the Titans was so locked in on forget it. We're taking Cam Ward. We don't really care about nothing else.
Yeah.
So,
I seen they also hired Deuce Staley. They brought in Deuce Staley.
You said who?
Deuce Staley.
Oh, dang. F you, Deuce Staley. You brought Miles Sanders to Carolina.
Cool.
All right. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We will be back Saturday live watching WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. Again, we will be live next Thursday for round 1 of the NFL draft. We'll be live back before then too. Get ready to get your drink together, get your picks together. We are going to have a good time. It's going to be a good day. Everybody have a good night. Soy, we out of here. Let's go.